Hey y'all, from websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. There are no hidden fees or price hacks, and all sites are optimized from mobile right out the box. Plus, it is so easy to get started. You just have a design template and use drag and drop tools to make your website all your own. So head to squarespace.com/read and start your free trial today. When you're ready to launch your site, use offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase. Let them know Kid Fury and Crystal sent you. All right, let's move on.
This week's episode is also being brought to you by State Farm. With State Farm, you can get surprisingly great rates for your car insurance, and you don't even need to know someone on the inside. You get these awesome rates just for being you. And I mean, if you're in the New York area, some of y'all just don't even look at your car anymore. Much snow is on top of them. So make sure that you get on top of these things. With State Farm, you get coverage that meets your needs for a price that fits your wallet. So get in there and get you some, something that can help you sleep at night, possibly, with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Alrighty, folks, welcome back to another episode of The Read. I am BB Drake.
Oh, okay, I'll be BB King. This is The Read. Amen. Welcome back.
Yes, amen.
I don't know who BB Drake is. That's my bad, I'm sure.
Myra from Martin.
Wow. Okay, yes, I apologize to my legend. I deeply apologize.
Unless I said her name wrong. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Yeah, no, BB Drake. That's her. I'm looking at her right now on Google. Yeah. So yes, thank you.
Literal black icon.
Absolutely,
my God,
100%. Man, an unsung hero for real for the Black American community.
So funny.
We speak your name.
So let's get into the huge. We've got some Black excellence for you today. This I saw while I was working out the other day, watching the news. There is a young queen in Georgia by the name of Brianna Ivy, who's a senior at Georgia Tech and played a role in the mathematics that were able to get the NASA's new rover. I think it's called Perseverance. A little robot buggy, go-kart, Mario Kart.
Oh, of course I do. Yeah, I absolutely know what that is. Yeah, I sure do know what that is.
Yeah, so it's the Mario Kart that they sent to Mars last year. And apparently it just landed, when was it, Thursday? So they're trying to search for signs of life, ancient life in the soil or whatever scientific Marvel Universe X-Men shit that just sounds way cooler than my brain can handle. But they're supposed to try and collect samples from stuff that they find and then prayerfully bring it back to Earth where they can, study it and build spaceships or whatever.
Right.
Superheroes. Yeah. So when Miss Brianna was interning with them last year, she was able to participate and test out the math that helps this Mario Kart. I have to stop calling it. When I said rover, you just looked at me like, girl, what are you talking about?
I mean, and so, Mario Kart, I understand.
Yeah, they move a little machine man around on Mars. And, that makes Brianna an official bad bitch.
I agree. 100%. The fact that I fully did not understand at least half of what you were saying. I just applaud her because clearly much smarter than I will ever be in my entire life. Just looking at her Google search results, I'm like, oh, okay, nope. Math, nope, not doing that. Science, also not doing that. Technology, nope. Electrical engineering, leave me out of all of that. So when you say she's a bad bitch, I believe it.
She said, being a Black woman, pardon the soundtrack of New York outside, because I'm certain that you can hear
it. It is what it is.
Wondrous God above, who in blazes is in it's a pan 15 Pro V, and it's 11:16. My God.
And still, the city does not sleep.
So Brianna said, being a Black woman in STEM, people may try to make you feel like you don't belong, but always know that you belong in every room that you still put in, and that you bring something to every conversation that's being had. So you are valuable in every space that you are in. And while she came up on the like on the screen during the interview, I don't remember what channel this was. I think it was CNN.
Mm-hmm.
But when she came up, I was like, my favorite thing about these stories is like, this woman will fully like be the first Iron Woman or Iron Man. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm looking at someone who will, you know, build cool weapons akin to like a shuri or like just something fun from all of my, you know, comic book standum. And at the same time, I know that her mama, auntie, somebody makes a green. Like, I know while she is leaps and bounds more intelligent than I am.
Right. I mean, same.
That at the same time, we could likely come together on the topic of cornbread, greens, salads, possibly oxtail. Because every now and then, y'all niggas got to do what I want to do too.
Yes.
So, we do speak your name. In fact, young queen, go off.
Yeah. Again, I'm completely impressed by you. And I saw like 30 seconds worth of Google results. So, you know, whatever you about to do, the world domination you surely fixing to plot and put together. I just want you to know that when you're ready, all you have to do is give me a little head nod and I will be fully prepared to take my position in the revolution. I'm ready to participate. So whatever you have planned, you know, you young superstars of the future, I'm ready for it. So God bless.
I don't deserve it. So just have a good time.
This one, I mean, whatever I can do for the liberation of our people, you let me know.
Yeah. I just want to know y'all gonna be good.
They clearly know more than we do. They're clearly better than we are already. They're wondering what's wrong with millennials. Like, they cannot stop dragging millennials. And girl,
I don't even know why I'm still here, girl.
If you were the last generation to have your formative youth years spent without the internet, then you would understand how fucked up we are. But you're not, so you don't.
Alrighty. So this week, did I come up with a name this week for this? Well, someone on the internet gave me a suggestion for a Hot Tops name. But I will this week just call it Hot Tops Bottom? How dare you? And I know that you know the reference to that.
You know I do. Beast.
And I feel like I was gonna say I'm wondering like if I should just let it sit there and move on, and you either get it or you don't, or if I should keep going. But like,
sorry, I did ruin
forever
that.
And always.
That is so good.
Beast. How dare you?
It's just so good. And the thing about getting it is that if you get it instantly. And like, if you don't, you have no idea what the fuck people are talking about.
It's because you just never heard about it. Like
and that means you've never watched Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I don't know what to say to you.
Like, I don't even
because I
can't blame you. But
it is prime trash TV.
It's
sorry.
Pretty awful. Yeah.
If you watch anything reality, you should have seen this episode. I'm sorry.
Beast. How dare you?
And she meant that. Like, sister was full white girl offended.
It was the whitest, womanist thing I have ever. It was just so authentic.
And that's why Beverly Hills is so good, because it's white women being peak white girl, but also being filthy fucking rich at the same time.
Mama said, shut your fucking mouth. I've had enough of you, you beast. Beast. How dare you? It was so
I said, you better come through Daytime Emmy.
Right. Because that's what it was. Like, she fully went into
character,
leaned into the song. Yes, she did.
It's so good.
Like,
it's
I was waiting for that Young and the Restless music or some General Hospital to come on.
Them damn strings in the background.
Oh, God, that show is trash. All right, so...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I have a couple of things I want to ask why too. I think last week we spoke about Justin Timberlake having one of his agents or publicists or whoever mock up an apology after he was getting flamed for some of his coverage in that Framing Britney documentary.
Oh, yes, we did talk about that.
Somehow, someone who was doing some sleuthing discovered that
all right, sleuthing.
Mr. Timberlake's official Twitter account liked a tweet that showed him, like, first of all, I've never seen this before, but he's like at some show performing and rapping, and there's a line about, I can stop there, like we can be done, there's more.
Okay. Because I kind of feel like I have heard this already, but I can't put my finger on the name of the song.
I want to say that I have seen this at some point as well, but weed, alcohol, who knows?
Yes,
like
a combination of the both.
All of the age, black,
assorted
gay.
Other drugs. Simply the fact that there's a pandemic, like,
right?
There's so many things getting in the way of my memory.
So this is a video. He's performing and rapping, and he has a line about people going crazy or something, and then using Super Bowl as the punchline. And it was done more than once. Anyway, this person tweets, look how Justin Timberlake was capitalizing off of Janet Jackson's misfortune with the fucking concert clip attached. And then another one where there's like a music video or something. One of you niggas tell us what the fuck this shit is, because I really don't like remember this at all.
No, this is like kind of ringing some bells for me, like Justin Timberlake rapping, but that could also be any generic white boy rapping. Now that I really think about it. So,
but they're genuinely mocking the situation. They have like a girl flashing her titties in the video. Someone's like, pulling their shirt open while he's performing. Like they're doing this whole, joke session about the situation that was really damaging for Janet.
Okay, yeah,
and that
this I don't
Justin
know
got to do backflips out of that whole scandal.
Right.
So.
And actually his career skyrocketed after that shit.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't the one who exposed her titty, but okay.
So why? I don't understand why this happened, JT. What's going on? You hacked, hun?
Who's logged in for you? It's probably not the actual Justin Timberlake, but why is that person liking these things if that is also the case?
I don't
Don't tell me you in the wrong account, because Justin Timberlake is too big of a star for you not to be very mindful of what account is attached to yours. I actually don't want to hear that. If you tell me that you were logged into the wrong social media account when you did that, and you did that under Justin Timberlake's name when you are not Justin Timberlake, then you should be fired.
Yeah, promptly.
Because a person who has that large of a presence in real life as well as social media, you are a goddamn fool to not triple check every time you are. Honestly, your logins and that person's login should be on two different devices altogether. You're simply lazy and sloppy. So what is it? Is it somebody on your team was a mess and did this? Or was it you, Justin Timberlake, and you did this to make sure that we knew that that apology that you put out that sounded fake anyway was actually fake?
All I can picture is that gif of Janet Jackson where she's like backstage at a show and she's eating oranges or something and looking to have you ever seen what I'm talking about?
Probably.
And she looks off to the side like, I don't know which one of you bitches gonna fix it, but it's not gonna be me. Like it's
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Or she kind of also looks like, try to tell y'all. Like that's what I see her doing, like being at home in incredibly expensive pajamas, eating fruit and laughing at this white man.
Yeah, I think it's it's Trudeau.
Yeah.
And she is eating like nectarines or something, looking like, well,
right.
You bitches can try to argue with facts and cold hard logic if you want to.
I go to the market every day to buy a nectarine. Also, in terms of interesting tweetage, rapper Big Boy, one half of hip hop legends Outkast, randomly tweeted this fucking QAnon ass meme on that is like,
what?
It says,
Oh,
It says
no.
those who know the least obey the best. And then there's like a person who's wearing a mask over their face.
No, stop.
With like a huge hand that is like puppeteering them like a marionette.
No. And so the people who are wearing masks know the least?
Those who know the least obey the best is what it says.
So we're obeying the best because we know the least, not because we know science and want to help stop the sheer number of people dead from this pandemic? What?
When you find out, let me know, because I still don't really get it.
Do y'all understand we are over 500,000 dead, and that's the official count. The real count is much higher than that. The official count is at 500,000 dead in the United States of America. How are y'all still acting like the rest of us are ridiculous for wanting to slow this shit down?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying we are running up on 300 and, well, I'm sorry. Those of us who have been paying attention are running up on 365 days of being mindful about not going nowhere and changing our fucking lives.
You know what? Why?
Why did Big Boy have to do this?
Like, it's not like, you know, there are this astronomical number of cases of people who are falling out and dying of suffocation because of these masks they're wearing on their face when they go down to the Trader Joe's. It's not bothering nobody. So even if you're like, you girls can believe what the fuck you want to believe because the China virus is there. Like, even if that's what you are about, I don't understand the point of being like, all of you bitches are mere puppets. And you don't have your third and fourth eyes open.
Right. Why does it have to be that?
You can't just be ig and do it over there. You have to be like, no, all of you are the truly ignorant. Because have you not thought of perhaps just dying? Have you not thought of that?
The survival rate is 96.8%. Okay. But when you're talking about a population of over 300 million, 4 or 5% is still a giant fucking number of people, girl. Yeah. That's not just a number to the people it affects. And you don't get to decide whether it affects you.
Well, Moneybag Yo said that pandemic has helped a lot of people. Well, he said help because I don't think he's heard of past tense or like how
niggas. Like, yes, people who have gotten richer during the pandemic or people who have been able to maintain the amount of money they make, they would feel that way. However, in real life, things are very, very bad for most people. Things are so bad that niggas are up here debating whether people deserve $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month. And the sad fact of the matter is that this country is allowed to rob its citizens so much that to a lot of people, probably even most people, $2,000 is a lot of money. Like, it's make or break. Meanwhile, the people who run this country, $2,000 is what is less than they would spend on dinner. Like, it's less than one night of a rental of some fucking chateau that they go to for vacation. It's literally nothing to them, and it's everything to others.
$2,000 in their dog bag.
$2,000 is literally nothing. They lose $2,000 and they don't even know they lost $2,000, not ever in their life. A regular nigga lose $2,000, you're gonna know about it. Period. That's not like, that's how fucked up this country is. I don't even know how I got started on this fucking country, but that's how fucked up it is. That we are so rich, quote unquote, and yet our people consistently face conditions that only people in the supposedly less developed, supposedly less advanced countries do. Y'all in the exact same situation, but in a country that's got all this money. Make it make sense.
Yeah. My pop got the vaccine. I think he's getting his second round sometime soon. So
amen.
I'm happy to hear that. So progress of some kind for some of us, I suppose. I just, again, in terms of the big boy thing, I just don't understand. I don't know why we're still doing this.
Right. I don't know why we're still debating it after all this time and all the people who are dead and all the shit that has happened. It's like y'all look at it and be like, okay, but overall, most of us are still alive. So what's the big fucking deal? Like these other
like,
people just don't matter as humans. It's really disgusting.
And like, what is the evil intent behind, scientists encouraging people to wear masks when they're out in public whenever possible and so on? I don't understand like what the huge controlling, master plan is. Are they trying to, make a whole bunch of money from the surgical mask companies? Like, what's the why? Like,
yeah, well, I'm gonna talk about her dumbass later, but Meghan McCain said something similarly stupid.
Oh, God.
About Dr. Fauci and how Dr. Fauci should be replaced with somebody who knows science or cares about science. Something like that. And I wanted to just be like, girl. But like I said, I will address that later. But yeah, there's a lot of people who are being less than smart or aware about what's really going on in this country. And apparently Big Boy is one of them. That's really sad. People who wear masks aren't puppets. The surgical masks are designed for you to be able to breathe in them. You niggas can breathe. You don't like it. It might be a bit warm or uncomfortable or stuffy, but you can fucking breathe. If you can't breathe, there are other devices for you. If you can't breathe, then you are also probably in a very distinct group of people who was already taking hella precautions before the pandemic ever struck. So staying at home all day is not new for you any fucking way. So just miss us with the bullshit.
I lost my train of thought. But good luck.
Yeah, that's my bad, because I get really carried away when I think about this virus and how this country has responded to it, because it did not have to be like this. It just didn't. So many people. It just did not have to be like this.
Well, I'm dead inside, so bring it on. At this point.
There is always that, friend. I'm not mad at
I'm waiting for for Adele to really set fire to the rain. Or Jesus, actually. I'm just ready for, flaming balls of fire to rain down from the sky.
And if I woke
God
up,
say enough.
If I woke up to some shit like that, I would just roll a blunt and be like, you right. You right. I've been waiting, girl.
Oh my God. Can you imagine like one more politician telling like a really ridiculous, absurd lie, and then God immediately cracking the sky open and being like, oh girl, it's enough. All of y'all, we're done.
Yes, Lindsey Graham is going to deny being gay one more time. And God is just going to be like, I've had enough.
Right.
Of the chicanery and the foolishness.
I was coming right back to Texas.
I was just going to drop them off.
My daughters are the real selfish monsters because they wanted to go. And the Lord is just like, I'm done. Yes. I'm done.
Yes.
We're finished here.
Honestly,
Earth 2, your turn.
Jesus should have just cracked the sky right then and been like, you know what?
Yes.
I've seen enough.
So you're not even going to spice up this season. What's up with the writing? Like, you girls really not even trying no more? We're still going with the same arcs that we had in seasons 1 through 400? Man. I don't understand. Yeah. So
honestly, that might, that would add a little spice to my day. I have to be real. I would jump right on Twitter. I would need to know what niggas on Twitter was saying about the great balls of fire in the sky.
My word alive. So, infamously incarcerated rapper Bobby Shmurda is apparently set to be released from the big house today, if you're listening on February 23rd, when I guess this episode will come out.
Yeah, look at God.
For real this time, I guess?
Yeah, for real this time.
Because it was definitely one of those locked up celebrity stories where I feel like there would just be some group of like 9th graders that would somehow start this rumor that such and such rapper is getting out of jail tomorrow. And then it would somehow run wild on Twitter and motherfuckers would believe it. And then you would get an interview with that rapper on fucking Hot 97 or something like, nah, girl, I'm in here for another solid 5 years. So I don't really know exactly what makes this particularly different, but I can tell you that for whatever reason, Quavo of Migos says that he will be there to pick up Bobby Shmurda from prison.
Why?
from New York's Clinton Correctional Facility.
Are they friends?
I believe so. You know, once upon a time, there was a Shmigo Gang mixtape that was supposed to happen.
Oh.
And girl, they kicked Bobby's shit in about 2 hours later. like right after they came up with the idea, the feds were like, yes, so come with us, girl. Thank you so much. Take off your chains. We would like to confiscate that cocaine and marijuana. Thanks, girls.
And yeah, guns in Times Square. We're gonna go ahead and lock you right on up. Yeah. Music videos talking about shooting niggas. Gonna go ahead and lock you right up.
But first, quick selfie because my daughter loves you.
I mean, I am glad for Bobby Shmurda. Knowing how niggas are, he will probably be able to bounce right back and do just fine.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I just looked up Clinton Correctional Facility from New York City. It's about 5 hours and 20 minutes. Therefore, I thought maybe I would go just for shits and giggles to see who all would be there. But now I know for certain I will not. So, you know, you guys have a good time. And I guess I wish him the best, you know, like, I have a bunch of feelings about the prison industrial complex when it comes to people who commit like certain crimes, but yeah, you know, it is what it is. Good for him. About a week ago. I guess. Yeah.
I was also thinking to myself, like, shit time to get out of jail as a musician because, like, you know, this and that and the pants on fire is happening.
Right.
But then I was like, oh, Bobby Shmurda can easily go and tour and perform and collect a few bags here and there, eat some lemon pepper wings in front of butt cheeks.
Probably.
Especially if he's with an Atlanta artist that's picking him up from wherever the fuck he is, likely getting on a smooth private air jet. I was going to say,
you know, they're going straight on a private plane to Atlanta, Georgia.
Immediately.
Where everything is open and they're going to have a damn good time. And honestly, the way the society treats inmates, Bobby may have already had COVID and recovered. So now he really don't give a fuck. I'm just saying it's very possible that Bobby is like, I don't give a good goddamn.
Right?
Take me to Magic City. I literally don't care. So yeah, you know, like I said, best of luck to him. Yeah, what a story Bobby Shmurda has. It's not over.
Not an incredibly unique or mind-blowing one.
No, not incredibly, but he did have a major song and then got locked up pretty much immediately afterwards.
I mean, Brooklyn just has a habit of giving you just a solid, soul-stirring hip-hop anthem.
A real gem.
And Bobby Shmurda gave you one. You know, your very good friend Young M.A. gave us another.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Okay.
Now it's whoopty. Like there's this whole...
All right.
You know, so I'm interested to see if Bobby can come back and do that again. Or, you know, if he will simply sort of let the rap thing fizzle out and instead become a social media influencer. We'll see.
I mean, perhaps, but I honestly think it's better to be released now than this time last year because now more and more people are getting vaccinated. And so it's more and more likely that it will actually be safe to have certain events in the summer, in the fall, certainly by next winter. So like, I kind of feel like it's almost better to be out. If you had to pick between now and then, of course, you wouldn't want to be in jail, but you probably going to be able to, you know, start making the real money, which is in touring, not in releasing money. Everybody knows releasing money. I mean, releasing music is not the number one way to make money. It's definitely off of touring and merch and all that. But
it's in a lot of cases, it's almost like completely right.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they are making almost all their money off streaming, and streaming will pay you 0.00001% per time.
$20.
Right. So you have 20 billion streams and make $2 million. And that sounds like a lot when it is truly not. So, you know, then you're left with whatever you have from there. But, you know, we'll see what Bobby does once he gets home. Good for him, though.
Speaking of rappers, some people had questions for the baby. this past week after, for whatever reason, he dropped this freestyle with a video. And a line where he says, "Nigga, you a bitch, Jojo Siwa." So I don't.
I had to go back and listen to it. Did you go back and watch it?
No, I did. The video is completely insane and
it is like, utterly ridiculous,
silly as fuck. And yes. So yeah, some people really took issue with this. I can't remember the full line. Let me look it up. But
it's something about Jojo Siwa, bitch.
Like something niggas gonna see why.
Yeah,
nigga, you a bitch, Jojo Siwa. Like I know the thing there was CY rhyming with this girl's last name.
Right. Kind of.
Right.
A little bit, because niggas take their liberties.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes the girls like lean into their accent heavy really to also help.
They do. Oh, they do.
So every now and then that might work.
Yeah.
So yes, people, not only does he say this line about her, in the video, he holds up a phone with a picture.
With her picture on it.
Of it.
Yeah.
Yes. Turn me up. Niggas gonna see why. Nigga, you a bitch, Jojo Siwa. So a lot of the people who tried to run to the baby's defense were saying, y'all are doing too much. You're being extra. He's not calling that girl a bitch. It's wordplay. He's not beefing with Jojo Siwa. Da 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 da. And I was like, yeah, girl. But if you think about it for even 2 seconds, it's kind of worse. Because, like, I didn't listen to this, watch this, and think he has an issue with Jojo Siwa or that he's saying that she is a bitch.
Right. Essentially,
what he's saying is he's using the word bitch in place of female, woman, girl, or something like that. Which I would again argue is probably worse. Because it's like, oh yeah, I'm just talking about ladies in general. But on top of that, you're talking about this kid. Like, I know that we joke about Jojo Siwa being 47 years old and things like that, because who knows?
Right.
But
who knows? You are terrible. You better leave that Generation Z nigga alone.
But honestly, she's a 17-year-old kid who literally doesn't do anything but plaster her face in glitter and bows and dance.
Right.
Like, I've never heard anything scandalous about this
utterly
child.
harmless.
Like, I don't. So it's like, if it would be one thing if the punchline landed at Candace Owens or Ivanka Trump. Meghan McCain, even, you know, someone that is arguably quite a bitch. And like, I know that those names don't rhyme with CY, but here, hun, let's look at this in terms of how words and rhyme scheme and stuff works, right? What we're rhyming here is CY, or again, attempting to CY and Siwa. Nothing in that first line or the bar before this bitch part has a word that rhymes with bitch. Are you following? Like, you could have used almost any other word. You know what I'm saying? You could have used damn near any other word that was not derogatory or as, you know, but bitch is where he landed for whatever reason. So he didn't have to use the word bitch, is what I don't know why we're skipping over.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, raps and niggas, you know, we are talking about motherfuckers that, you know, pay like 18 figures to put a fucking rock in the middle of their forehead. So the girls aren't, you know, thinking.
Not
right?
really like we are, no.
But don't sit up here and be like, you know, motherfuckers can't really read words and understand how things rhyme or any of that other shit. Like, it was just unnecessary. But yeah, no, I don't think that he was like beefing with JoJo or thinks she's disgusting. He even later, you know, went on Twitter with all the laughs and shit and said that his 3-year-old daughter is a big fan and has all her products and you know, keeps shining.
I bet she do. I bet like, she do, nigga.
Of course. She's fucking JoJo. She's like 3-year-old children's like Celine Dion. She's like, of course, all of the kids love her, so nobody doubts that you're fucking baby. In fact, your 3-year-old might want to fight you if she ever does hear this song.
Yeah. I mean,
you came for her Beyonce.
Honestly, right. Like, this is like coming for a toddler who watches fucking Coco Melon every day. They'll literally beat your ass behind Coco Melon.
What the fuck is that?
Exactly, friend. No, don't look it up. Coco Melon is a big-headed ass white boy. And I don't understand why all the toddlers go up for this nigga, but they do. They simply do. They love this nigga Coco Melon. So, point remains. Point remains.
Like, what?
I don't know. I really don't know what it is about this nigga. I guess his songs are catchy. They love that shit. They love his videos. But
Coco Melon. Oh, we got a black friend.
Oh, do we?
He looks like he has a little multicultural group of friends.
Oh, I'm sure in 2021 he does. But
yeah, that's nice.
So I understood it as like, you know, the baby's real name is Jonathan. So Jojo, Siwa. It's like, oh, you niggas is bitches. Jojo, Siwa. Like me, I'm Jojo. I'm not Siwa. You niggas is bitches.
Again.
Right. But again, Siwa and Siwa, not the same thing. It's obviously supposed to be a play on words, and I'm not even saying that like I was super pressed about it, but when you listen to the song, and especially if you think about when white people listen to the song, of course they're going to be offended by this because it sounds fucked up. It just
about
does.
A 17-year-old.
Right, and it's about a 7th. They're like, why is that baby talking this way about a minor? And so it's just like, I kind of feel like as much as your baby stands for Jojo Siwa, you should have known this. Like, I feel like you should have seen this coming. That people is going to have a fit, especially because that girl just came out. So, like, you might want to relax.
On top of that, right. Like,
you really can. You keep fucking up, duh, baby. Like... I used to be on your side when you was cussing niggas out and breaking their phones because they was running up on you and your daughter at the hotel. Yeah, I understood that shit. I was on your fucking side.
I definitely was.
I was, but then you keep doing shit. And like I say, you can't never really ride for niggas because they will always let you down. Like, it just gets to a certain point where you're doing too much and you need to start accepting the level of fame you have and moving differently so that you're not in these situations where you need to act niggerish or act a fool or do something inappropriate or whatever else around other people. Like, I feel like a lot of celebrities have trouble accepting that level of fame. Maybe that is, or maybe that's not his issue. But either way, I was just like, it's time for the baby to start growing up a little bit about this whole situation.
I don't even think it's that. Like, I honestly think it's just nigga. Like, I think it's just... you know, niggas doing and saying whatever the fuck they want. And it is what it is. And to be completely honest, like, I'm not myself broken up about it or offended even or anything like that. I just don't understand how there's an argument about it when it wasn't necessary. I actually do think that the line is clever, although it doesn't really rhyme. But it's just like, I don't see how you can defend the bitch part when he's talking about a kid.
Right.
And the bitch part didn't need to be there.
Exactly.
That's the only thing.
You could have said something else.
Yeah,
it's the fact that the bitch is there that has people so upset. Like, why would you call a minor a bitch? Which is a valid question, especially again, like I said, if you're not familiar with this nigga and you just listen to the song, you're like, well, goddamn, what you got against that little girl? Right. It's very jarring when you first hear it. So I'm glad he cleared it up or whatever. I guess that makes people feel better. But maybe you should just avoid doing this in the future.
This is. Put a little more thought sometimes into some things.
Call
I don't
out
think anybody
niggas above the age of 18, and I promise you calling them out won't be the problem. It just won't. Or you using them as wordplay will not be the problem.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what do we have next? I actually don't want to talk about this Megan Thee Stallion thing. She's got a new boyfriend and good luck. God bless.
Yes.
What I do want to talk about, though, interestingly, is this bald-headed Tory Lanez meme. Have you seen Patches? Have you seen...
Who's... Oh, let me just go. Patches, is that a cat? Patches... I feel like that's the name
Google,
of a cat in the 90s.
Let me see if this will actually get you the image you're looking for. Tory.
Oh, it came up as the auto-suggest. Patches Tory Lanez. Oh my God. You niggas. Yeah. It did. It came up on auto-fill-in. Tory Lanez mocked for his patchy, balding hair.
Mm.
Wow. Okay. So I guess he got photographed and he's balding now.
He was out playing basketball somewhere.
Bitch! I'm sorry, I just scrolled to the picture. Holy shit.
I thought you saw it already.
No, nigga, I just saw the picture. Oh my God. Oh, well, to everything there is a season. And that applies to hairlines and the crowns of one's skull as well.
So Patch Adams was playing some basketball out wherever.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And God only knows who took these pictures, or I don't know if his head was warm. And so he decided to, be his authentic self and things like that. And, we got a new meme of our friend LeVar Bald. So, there were lots of hilarious memes I'm seeing here through the blogs. Of course, 50 Cent wasted no time in adding to the trolling, posting a video that I have no shame saying left me in tears.
No, I was going to say, don't let 50 Cent entertain me because I'm mad at him.
It's not, no, he posted another person's skit. This guy, Taheem Commodore, Mr. Commodore, I think on Instagram. But he recreated the scene from Boys in the Hood where Ricky gets shot.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. You ain't shit.
Instead of blasting holes through the nigga, he popped off a whole bunch of patches.
I hate you. I hate you. You are lying to me. No, you are lying to me. You are actually lying to me. Please shut up.
I be so over 50 Cent trolling. So I was like, whatever. What is this? And whatever made me click play, I'm grateful for. Because I didn't expect to weep. I was crying.
Which post is this?
Are you on
Oh,
his
yes.
thing?
The one from 4 days ago. I see it now.
Yeah.
God damn, I hate you niggas.
It was the editing, the amusement,
the fact that
music.
they went outside when it was snowing in New York. You can tell.
The acting, the commitment.
Not him picking up the hair, trying to put it back.
I'm a cinematography.
You niggas are not shit.
Woo! I had a blast with.
I mean, yeah.
that.
My thing is, if I make fun of, people like Azealia Banks or whoever else who has just absolutely decimated their edges over the years, then I have to make fun of a nigga who did the same thing with both the edges and the very tippy toppy of his head. I've never seen no shit like that. I've never seen a nigga's hairline recede and also the whole crown be shiner than a bitch. I don't understand that. It's like this nigga's hairline created a fucking fort around the center of his scalp and it's just designed to be the water now. And this shit is just the goddamn bridge. That's exactly what it looks like. And perhaps he's stressed because he's finna go to jail for shooting Megan, and I hope that is the case.
Yeah.
Remain stressed. I've never seen a nigga's hair do both of those. I've never seen the hairline recede and the entire inner circle of the skull be like, fuck you, I'm out. Never seen that shit.
What are you holding on to?
We don't know.
Set yourself free,
please,
of this. If you had a funny shaped head like me or something like that, then I'd be like, girl, listen, whatever is going to hide
you
it.
do not have a funny shaped head.
But if you just had you could probably just shave your head, sir. I don't understand why. Anyways, I guess it didn't last long because he was later on Instagram Live getting a quote unquote haircut that cost him $250. So understand that it was more than a mere haircut and more like an installation, or
right.
application.
What I know about haircuts versus hair installations is quite a bit. See, you can lie to everybody else. You can't lie to black girls about this. Haircuts cost less.
I really don't even think that
We notice cutting our real hair and not adding no hair to it, that's going to cost less than the average appointment.
I really don't even think that he believes anyone is under the impression that is anything but a lace front. Like, I think that he knows we know, and there's just no shame in his game.
That's got to be it.
Respect that. Like, ladies as well as gentlemen, if you decide that you want to go out and go and get you a nice silky lace, then I respect that. Living your truth, hair loss or not, that's fine.
Exactly.
But if you think I wasn't going to get off of Q cackles at this motherfucker,
I absolutely am.
For this shit, you got me twisted.
I absolutely am.
I was crying.
And I'm still deeply entertained, partly because this is the same shit y'all mock and make fun of women for doing. Partly because of that same thing. You're gonna show us your fucking haircut and claim it's $250 and think we're not gonna know you getting some fucking tracks put in? Bitch, do you think we're dumb? And then all of a sudden you come back, your shit is fucking luminous and luxurious and full than a bitch, and you think we're not gonna have no fucking questions? Of course we are. Funk Flex went on Instagram Live and had a fucking liposuction and a goddamn BBL and all that shit. You think we're not gonna ask questions?
What are you talking about?
You didn't see that when Funk Flex went live? Oh no, I didn't know you didn't see that.
Girl, I haven't looked at those things in a coon's age.
I mean, this was definitely
exactly
like last year. This was definitely like December.
You know, then I damn sure that is still a prime example of why sometimes the girls need breaks. A BBL, a tummy tuck.
Okay, so not technically a BBL, but this nigga did have liposuction.
I'm sure he didn't get a BBL. Yes.
Yeah, sure perhaps not a BBL, but the nigga had liposuction on Instagram Live is my point. And Jay, because I don't know, but I remember Jay texted me like, is this nigga Funk Flex getting a fucking liposuction on Instagram?
Bitch, I Googled it, and some of the girls are literally headlining Funk Master Flex gets a Brazilian butt lift.
Thank you.
Y'all ain't shit. You know,
because liposuction is all the same thing. BBL is just a fancy liposuction. You getting it taken out of one spot and put it in somewhere else. Is it not?
Yeah, but isn't... liposuction itself isn't just taking it and putting it somewhere else. Wouldn't just removing it be liposuction as well?
Child, I don't know. I truly have no idea. That's why I said liposuction, BBL, it's all the same to me.
You know what? And you're right, because it damn sure doesn't give a fuck, because it will still land us back on why did you do this with us? Well, not me, bitch, because I wasn't there. I didn't even hear about this goddamn
You
bullshit.
did it with us because it was free if you did it with us. And you wanted that procedure done.
You're right.
It ain't no way in hell it ain't no way in hell he would have done that if he didn't actually want it done and then had a way for it to be done for free. It ain't no way in hell. He wanted a liposuction.
You are so right. Like when the girls get like brand new veneers that they didn't want to pay for, and then they have to get on IG Live and pat their head while rubbing their stomach and saying the fucking place's IG handle and like throwing out coupons the next time they go to Fifth.
Yes. And I'm not mad, because if it was a procedure you wanted done anyway, then hell yeah. Get somebody else to pay for it. I'm not mad at that. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm just saying, be transparent about it. And the fact that when women do this type of stuff, they get derided or made fun of, but when men do it, it's supposed to be seen like as a business move, is bullshit. Like Tory Lanez had a $250 haircut because it wasn't a haircut. It was a fucking lace installation.
I refuse to believe you niggas treated Funk Flex getting lipo as a business decision or anything like that.
I promise you they did.
You niggas, especially niggas up here, flame Funk Master Flex because it's Thursday. They don't give a fuck. Like, people, and most of the time, I can immediately see why. So I know that y'all tore him to pieces. I don't even have to look it up. I know that you did.
No, you know they didn't.
They didn't. In the off chance that I am wrong, I am overwhelmingly disappointed. like if y'all did not let that man have it, if he truly got lipo on IG, because again, getting it, fine. Getting it for free, fine.
Even better.
Why do I'd even like on those old like dark MTV docuseries shows where they would like have someone go and get surgery, like True Life or something like that.
Yes.
And they would like show the surgery. I would always be like, we don't need to see this. I'm not in medical school. This has nothing to do with me. Like, I don't need to watch that. I don't.
I never want to watch surgical procedures. Never. I never
At all.
see that on any show. It's gross to me. I don't need
I don't even know. Actually, I was going to bring something up that I just realized that, you know what? If we bring it into the universe, sometimes the universe will bring it right back.
Oh, no.
Us.
No, thank you.
And it was something that some of y'all enjoy that I find sick. And it's not as gross as like seeing someone get cut open or fat draining from their body or something like that. But it is like a weird little gross thing. I'm done talking about this.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Thank you, friend. Thank you, friend. Because I do not want to know. I need to sleep tonight.
I'm going to tell you what it is after because I'm sure you've heard about it. But my thing is like, I just don't want to bring it up and then everybody puts it in your mentions.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
That's all.
Okay. All right. I can work with that.
Last but not least, Rihanna's Savage Fenty lingerie line is worth $1 billion.
Oh, yay. Festive. Fun.
Cute for her. Apparently, a private equity firm that the Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton people have stake in say that they're going to be using some of this money to expand Savage Fenty. Although, I mean, they make draws for everybody at this point, don't they? Like, I mean, maybe just newer designs and things like that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I see them draws all over the place.
They are. They're literally all over the place.
But yeah, there was a story that came out, I think, last week about how that same Louis Vuitton group said that they were putting a hold on Rihanna's like big fashion line. You know how they announced like, oh, she's gonna have like the new
the Fenty,
but Fenty. You know, like she's gonna be up there with the high class luxury.
I do remember that, and it was a high class luxury brand as far as I recall. Yeah,
right. But they're putting a hold on that apparently to focus on blowing Savage up some more, and along with Fenty Beauty and Fenty Skin. So, Savage by Fenty is where to get your penties.
I mean, and I'm not mad at this. It makes sense, you know, financially. It makes sense from a business point of view, from a PR point of view. The Fenty line was expensive. I'm just saying, it was expensive for the average consumer.
I laughed at a random thought I just had about this.
Oh, well, share with the class, please. We would love to know.
I just, for some reason, I should go to bed. I think I'm just exhausted. I just, for some reason, pictured like her album, like she act like her album's actually coming out, like physical, and like the girls buy like CDs or something like that.
Oh my god!
And open them, and they're just
it's panties in the fucking CD liner. All right,
like girl, these children don't even know what CDs are. Like, I need rest.
I can see you doing some shit like that.
Like, I'm just thinking of the newest way she controlled the like music thirsty fans.
I could absolutely see this coming from you. So, yes, but no. The Fenty, you know, stylized Fenty logo, Fenty line was expensive for the average consumer, and I have a few pieces from that Fenty line. Not that they weren't cute, but I can.
Oh, that stuff actually came out?
Oh my god, are you kidding? Like multiple releases. Yes, I have.
Of the clothing?
Yes, I have this gorgeous like shirt dress type of situation. I also have these really beautiful earrings and something else. I forget what. But the Savage X Fenty, first of all, much cheaper. It's at a much more accessible price point. And
I think it's Savage by Fenty.
Oh, my bad. Savage by Fenty, not Savage X. No, it definitely is Savage by. I just see Savage X, so I say that. But the Savage by Fenty line, much more accessible. And if you can find something cute, which you can't always, but if you can find something cute, then it is really worth the money. Like, it holds up and all that, but Yeah, I can see why they would say, considering we're all in the middle of a paragraph, let's just hold tight on the $700 dresses and the $300 earrings and the $800 or $1,200 shoes, the $1,500 coats, and let's just sell these cheap ass bras and panties and garters and lingerie that the girls want and can use for Valentine's Day with they regular ass niggas, And I'm not mad at that because I'm certain, 100% certain they were making more money off of Savage Buy than they were off of Fenty. So good for her.
That's true. And like with all of the Savage ambassadors and stuff that
because they have a million, yes.
They show off all of these different kinds of lingerie, and I think even Miguel was modeling some of their like male stuff. So they have like literally so many different styles. And of course, women's fashion is just far more interesting and nice to look at. But so like they've got way more different like designs and all kinds of stuff. If you want something lacy or just maybe a little bondagey or something that's like, not tonight, bitch. I'm just going to watch happy endings and like eat chips away. Like they've got like draws for all occasions. But you're definitely right. And now that I'm looking at the Fenty website, I absolutely do remember this, especially the glasses. But
right.
Yeah, go where the money is, I guess, girl. And I definitely pulled up to Sephora or wherever when that makeup came out and bought friends of mine's foundation and stuff. And was just like, I don't know what this is. This it? I'm just buying it because Rihanna. And here, that's it. I've never used or even seen the skin stuff in stores anywhere or whatever either.
Oh, man.
But I could probably use the skin
of course
skin
you
products
haven't.
if they're good.
Of course you haven't. I asked for it for Christmas, and I have my little sample packs now that that I've used before, and I don't think there's anything wrong with Fenty skin. I definitely prefer the Fenty makeup. But also, Rihanna has her hands in enough pots for
that's true.
Everything to be okay regardless. It kind of reminds me of Rihanna's brand, the Savage by Fenty. It kind of reminds me of like doing the exact opposite of Fashion Nova, which is the better thing to do. Whereas Fashion Nova expands sizes, they expand styles or whatever, and yet you see the same Barbie doll looking ass people modeling for Fashion Nova, and it's just like, or the lines, like the plus size line, whether it's male or female, neither one of them compare to the straight size line that's available in Fashion Nova. So it's just kind of like, what's the point, And at least Rihanna goes the extra mile of having her models be extremely diverse in a lot of different ways. The offerings leave a lot to be desired, but at least she goes the extra mile of making sure you see yourself in her shows. So,
yeah.
I mean, regardless, I understand because now is probably not the time for a young luxury brand to be trying to really gain their footing or make their money because everybody's fucking broke. So,
True.
Make it work with Savage Buy, and I'm sure there's enough left in the balance to take care of everything else. And regardless, Rihanna will be good. And we all still wait on this album. Where is it?
Like, I'm sitting pretty, doll face, take your time. You know what I'm saying?
The Navy is like, fed up.
Especially after like this long a wait and the whole COVID shit, it's just like, girl, if these bills can stay paid, I will just thank the Lord and leave it there.
Yeah, honestly.
Whenever Rihanna wants to drop something to wind our hips to, I'll just take it and mind my business.
And honestly, I won't be mad if she waits until we can all go outside again.
Like, honestly, I wouldn't be mad or surprised if there are a couple of musicians that have had an album that is just like in the bin waiting, and they're like, what I'm not finna do is put this music out and then continue to binge what is it, Bridgerton,
right? Like, oh no, don't do Bridgerton. I love it.
Like, I'm not gonna put out this package. I want to go and dance and sing
exactly
and touch my fans and things.
Don't put out the follow-up to Work if you're not ready to go out and work. Work is not for masks.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, it's not for right now, Atlanta, because y'all wide open and y'all don't give a fuck. It's not for right now. It's for later.
And as you said that fucking, this big boy tweet just popped back up on my fucking tab. Like, nigga, what? And he put the little, he didn't even like use a caption, but he put the little like, the more you know star.
No,
emoji.
not that rainbow with that streaking
the
rainbow
star
thing.
that has like a thing that comes around in a circle.
Right.
This is like Disney star thing.
Oh,
like,
okay. I see what you mean.
I honestly feel like some rappers or celebrities should start screenshotting their YouTube homepage.
Yes.
And just let us take a peek at it. Because I know a lot of y'all motherfuckers be on these like weird deep dives into conspiracy theories or whatever on YouTube and, you know, whoever your favorite Hotep host is.
Not
and I feel like that usually... Hostep? I don't know. So...
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That I don't... Wow. All right. Well, that's it for the Black Excellent. No, that's not it. That's it. I'm Twitter paid it. Yeah, that is. And now the fucking Tory Lanez picture comes up. Can I just go to bed? Like, what is my computer doing? Like, I'm trying to just get
it's
back
punishing you. This is what you get for looking these things up and for reading about these topics. It's literally punishing you for it.
We are going to take a break.
We are going to do that.
We'll come back with your letters.
We will.
So, guys, this week's episode is being brought to you by Brooklinen. Some mornings you wake up feeling, you know, ready to pull the covers back over your head and just continue to sleep. Maybe forever. Yeah, that's me mostly. But listen, don't judge me and I won't judge you. Let's just make having the most comfortable sheets the reason why we want to stay up underneath them. Brooklinen was started by Rich and Vicky, who tried to find beautiful home essentials that don't cost an arm and a leg, because Lord knows if you want some sheets to go over a simple bed, pray first. Okay? They work directly with manufacturers to make luxury available directly to you without luxury level markups. They have a variety of sheets, colors, patterns, and materials to fit your needs and your taste. If you're somebody who likes a little something dark when you're in the mood with your partner, and maybe something a little bit lighter when you just want to watch your favorite anime. Brooklinen has over 50,000 5-star reviews and counting. So go get your life. I've tried them myself. They are quite comfortable. Link likes them the most because apparently she just goes where she wants. So you go to brooklinen.com and use promo code 3 to get $25 off when you spend $100 or more, plus free shipping. That is BROOKLINEN.com, and the promo code is the read. You get $25 off when you spend $100 more plus free shipping. So go and get you something nice at brooklinen.com. Promo code the read at checkout, because at least you should get some good rest. Alrighty, let's get back to the show. All right, so what have you got for us in the letters here? I never know what to expect. Sometimes it's like, hey girl, let's talk about deep feelings, and other time it's like, well, I'm having my uncle's baby girl and he doesn't know I'm an assassin. Or like some other dumb thing.
Yes. Well, hopefully no, not nigga. That sounds very bad. If you're gonna make a script out of that, then you need to wait.
I mean, not the uncle part. But
oh, okay. Because I was like, we don't have time for that. My slur.
Yeah, I don't.
So hopefully the letters this week are somewhere in the middle of that. But at any rate, if you have a question for us, send it to asktheread@gmail.com. We may read it aloud on the show. Let's see here. Where should we start? Oh, Lord, there's just so much.
Starting now on this land.
Where have I heard that before?
Shaking and gyrating all over the place. Cicely Tyson.
Yes.
I love you so much, girl.
Okay.
We will miss you dearly.
We do.
The best part of a shit movie. No, okay, this is it. Not tonight.
Okay. I'm going
to do it again.
I'm going to move on. First letter of the evening comes from Monique, who says, I have a question about a dear friend of mine. I'm 24 and my friend is 23, and we've been friends since we started college. I've enjoyed every moment with her, but this has been my problem recently. I've noticed that my friend is the talk shit behind somebody's back and smiles in their face type of person. Recently, we went out with a mutual friend for dinner, and I noticed that before our friend arrived, she was saying all these mean things about her, but she was the first person to smile all up in this bitch face when she finally came for dinner. This really bothered me because since I have started this journey of self-enlightenment and holding myself accountable for my actions, I'm noticing things about my friend that I didn't catch before. How do I bring this up to her? She tends to get very defensive, so sometimes it's hard for me to bring up situations without her getting upset. I will accept any advice. Please, thanks, love, Monique.
Well,
mess is what that is.
Indeed. Well, mo to the E to the, I would say this is like, this one will hit home for me because I'm someone who, like, if I see that with anyone, really,
right,
my antenna go all the way up. Because, bitch, you do the same thing to me then. But,
right.
I feel like any common logic, you know. And so I just, when it comes to stuff like that, I just almost immediately lose trust in that person.
Yeah.
And without that, it then becomes, why the fuck would I ever want to be around you? You know? So I'm quite easily the type who notices that type of stuff, especially if it's excessive, especially if it is with more than one person. But I'm not a fan of the whisper, and, you know, that girl is fake as press on nails. Hey, baby girl. You don't know that reference because you haven't seen that movie. No.
But I know that girl regardless.
Of course you do, because she's that girl.
I do.
Yeah, like that whole thing, it skeeves me out. And if anything, I would definitely bring it up if I felt the need to continue being this person's friend, because I'm not ever going to not feel like you wouldn't do the same thing to me. And even if I didn't think you would do the same thing to me, I'm just not a fan of that shit. Like, if you feel a way about this person, why allow that person to be in your space, in our space at that? Because you're not even taking into consideration the fact that I heard the fuck thing that you just said, and now shit is awkward for me because you just flamed this motherfucker, and here she is having no goddamn idea that you were in here talking spicy. And I'm not gonna say nothing to her, but I feel like she should know. But I can't say nothing that you gonna be mad at me, even though it's all your fault. It's like unnecessary and stupid. And it's not just like, I mean, 23, 24, you know, I feel like that's an age where you're still sort of shaking off some of the childish, some people. If you're trying anyway. So you can grow from little petty, dumb high school shit like that, hopefully, but not everyone does. And if you have, like, again, no intention or a desire to, it's like, I imagine you want to sort of, you know, graduate from that kind of behavior, move past it, and just sort of exclude toxicity and phoniness from your life and your circle. Especially right now, when if you have a dedicated circle that you're safe with, it's like incredibly helpful, can be really healing. A lot of people are barely making it through because maybe they have a good 2-3 friends that they're kicking it with and able to be safely social or whatever like that. And it's like, bitch, don't kill my vibe.
Yes.
So check yourself. If she can't do that, then I would, in the most respectful way, acknowledging that, like, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I give a fuck about you and our friendship. If I didn't, I would just ghost you, basically. You know what I'm saying? I would just cut you off if I didn't give a fuck about you. So it's like not coming from an unfair place or maybe not even one of a judgmental place, but just acknowledging how you feel about it and hopefully seeing some results from that. Because, like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
I really think why is the big question here, because
of the night, yeah.
I mean, at a certain age, you really have to start asking, like you said, the real questions of, if you're talking like this about this friend when she's not around, and then you switch up when she shows up, it only stands to reason that you're doing the same thing about me when I'm not around and switching up when I'm there, or treating me like I'm the good friend when it's between me and this other friend, but between, you know, you and whoever else, you might be talking about me any old kind of way. Like, there's also nothing wrong with realizing, especially at 24 and 23, that this friendship is not right for you, or that you are different people and moving in a different direction. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It may be that you are in a place, like you said, you've started thinking more about like the impact of your actions on other people. You've been thinking more about holding yourself accountable for the things you say and do. So naturally, you're going to pick up on things that you're doing that don't align with who you really are as a person. So I would say all you have to do is be sure of how you feel. And to know that no matter what happens, you can handle yourself regardless of the outcome. And so with those two things in mind, I would approach her and be like, so, hey, other day when we was at Cheesecake and we was waiting on Keisha to show up, I just felt like it was real fucked up. I'm just saying, like, just come to her and be like, we was eating our brown bread and I just felt like it was fucked up how you was talking big shit about Keisha, but then when she showed up, you wanted to get the rasta pasta and split it, and it was just like, you was all in her face. Like, it wasn't nothing wrong when you was talking big shit about her. I just feel like that's fucked up.
I'm the other friend that's at the table while you're confronting this bitch. And I'm just like smacking on the brown bread while I'm looking back and forth at y'all.
Like, she not wrong, but this ain't my business. Facts. Yes, totally. It works that way. Like, I think there's nothing wrong with just saying it to her like that, and, you know, let her defend herself. Maybe she has some things to say that you haven't previously considered. Maybe she doesn't, and you just planted the bug in her ear. But either way, you've made your feelings clear about it. So if she continues to be fake like this around you, then you can say something and not feel like you coming out of nowhere about it. Like, at least you gave her the chance to correct her behavior. Maybe she will, maybe she won't, but at least you gave her the opportunity to do it.
Right. I agree. And see, you know, where you land, it'll give you some answers.
Yeah. And if it lands in, okay, I need to pick a different close friend, then okay, you're 24 years old. Please, the number of babies who were born after the year 2000 who are like, I don't know what to do. It's just like, you're literally so young. Honestly, if you were born after 95, I just want you to remember that you are so young. And it's okay. I mean, it's honestly okay to change your mind at any point in life, but especially now, you are literally children. Your brain is not even done developing. So change your mind. Amen.
I'd say 24 is a great
it's a great age to figure this out. Yes.
I'm thinking about the way that my actions affect people.
It is.
Like
because at 24, I was not thinking that. Right. Oh, no, girl. So, at 24, I was wrapped deep in my own shit and was completely unaware of what anybody else was going through. So,
right.
Yeah. You just be proud of yourself. Take care of yourself from that point forward and know that you can handle whatever comes your way. Okay, our last letter this week comes from, let's see, who shall we turn to? Baldwin. Baldwin says, my name is Baldwin, and I'm a 24-year-old college student and retail employee. A while back, my father married a giant pick-me. Of course, she brags about cooking every meal and cleaning the kitchen all by herself when she's done, but she's also the type to ignore the fact that my father, who is a pastor, cheated on my mother, who is also a pastor, for over 10 years. Usually this...
Wait, what's a pick-me?
Oh my God, friend, a pick me? You don't know what that is? Pick-me's are...
I mean, I can guess just through context, but
yeah.
I don't know that I've ever heard that before. I'm assuming it's someone who is like...
I love it.
Like heart eyes and will attract fuck niggas just...
Yes, exactly. A pick-me is usually described as a woman who will do anything for a man's approval or to get a man's attention, to get married, to get chose, whatever. So it's like, pick me, please marry me, even though you're trash and I have everything to offer. So okay. So this pick-me brags about cooking every meal and cleaning the kitchen by herself, but also ignores the fact that the letter writer's father, who is a pastor, cheated on the letter writer, whose name is Baldwin Wright, who is also a pastor. Yes. Right. And cheated on her for over 10 years.
Like, what?
Niggas. I decided 3 years ago that I didn't care about whoever he met after he and my mother divorced, but
I know that's right.
The problem is that this pick-me is emboldening him to be emotionally accessible to me and my sister, and is supporting the false notion that we only speak to him for money. This all blew up when we had an argument with all four of us, and he told me that he'll be cutting me off because I'm a grown man and I need to pay my bills. He is paying a portion of my rent while I'm in college. His new wife got all loud and wrong while she was accusing me and my sister of not wanting to see our father on holidays and Father Days, when the truth is that we offered to come through, but he declines because he says he'll be kicking it with her and her family. I could tell that she was embarrassed when she learned that and didn't know some of the information we gave her, but she kept trying to cuss us out on his behalf. My father didn't defend me or my sister, nor did he correct his wife about her false allegations. What should I do about this lying ass man and his pick-me wife? Do y'all think I should cut them off and struggle financially to make it on my own? Or should I quote unquote play the game to keep a roof over my head? I'm already struggling with feeling like I'm behind other people my age. Please help. Thanks, Baldwin.
So Baldwin, here's the thing. I can say what I think I would do in this situation, which is absolutely cut them off and figure my shit out myself, which I'll get into a taste more. However, I don't feel comfortable telling you to just go ahead and financially struggle in the middle of what is already a completely decimated economy. So I can't just be like, yeah, girl, just hit the streets. Like, I don't, like, right. I don't feel comfortable saying that. But at the same time, I just want to know who the fuck this woman is talking to. Like, I don't even know y'all, and I'm incensed. What makes you think that you can get loud with me,
right,
about my relationship with my daddy? That's a hoe. Like, if you don't shut your motherfucking ass up and go watch Matlock or something, like, the fuck are you? Like, I could never have a step parent or have a parent that has a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Like, I couldn't do it because I'm flaming you every time I see you. And I don't give a fuck if you are like Rose Nyland nice. I don't give a fuck who it is. But you're talking about someone who's like, well, y'all don't even come over here. Little do you know that this same trash ass nigga that somehow was preaching and cheating on my goddamn mama for a fucking decade is the reason that we don't come over here, because he puts it all on you. Why are you speaking to me? Why are you speaking to me? Like, that's the only question I would have. I want to know why you're speaking to me. This doesn't have anything to do with you. I don't have anything to do with you. And quite frankly, I don't like or respect you. So why don't you just sit over there and let me talk to my daddy? That's it. I don't understand. Because, again, this is me, and I would not even need to be kicked out. I think that I would probably go ahead at some point in that conversation and say, y'all can have it. But again, I'm also the type that will, like, not always make the brightest decisions in the name of pride. So,
I mean, same.
So I might, that same night, be bundled up somewhere at a bus stop, not knowing where the fuck I'm going. I'm just going to hop on and figure it out later.
And I'm not mad at that.
But I am not suggesting you do that. I just really would love to know where your daddy and his lady found the gall. I just want to know. I want to know why she's speaking to you at all. Like anything other than like, can I get you something to drink? Or how's work? Or like, those shoes are nice. Something very small talky. And honestly, again, even knowing me, I'd still flame you. But I have a heart of complete coal and sulfur. Like I'm a terrible person.
You're not, friend.
I would have no problem still absolutely crushing a step parent or, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I definitely think that if you are going to try and make it work and everything, try to continue in a copacetic manner, I think that I would try to have a conversation with my father alone.
Yeah.
And discuss the issues that we have. And not even just these, recent ones, but like, let's get into the meat of the fact that you have been a complete dog for a good portion of my life.
Yes.
And especially to my other parent that I love very much. So yeah, let's start just having some conversations, breaking some cycles, maybe getting to a revolution or a breakthrough here. But what we're not going to do is have Aunt Viv 2 come in because I'm not talking to her. I don't know that lady. I'm not and all it's going to do is trigger me, incense me. I'm going to say something slick. She going to get mad. You going to get mad at me. Then we storm out. Drama.
And
then
here
you
we
call
go.
my auntie.
Right.
When she could just shut up and let me talk to you about the issues that I'm having with you. Okay, and then, bring you your dinner or whatever afterwards when I'm like, I just don't understand step parents that be like trying to bargain. Unless you're someone that has been this person's step parent since they were like 2 or 3. You know what I mean? Like if you essentially were like in this kid's life helping to change their Pampers and take them to the beach or, take them out of the movie theater when they start crying or whatever shit like that. Like,
right.
I can understand if, one of these kids hits like 19, 20 or even and starts talking spicy and you're like, excuse the fuck out of me.
Because you got me fucked up.
Because let me remind you of who packed all of your goddamn Capri Suns, bitch. Or whatever.
Period.
But other than that, I'm sorry, you stay over there and let me do this.
Yeah.
But again, that's me. That is just me.
I mean, I think overall, I really agree. Like the pick me is bringing the issues to the surface, but they actually don't have anything to do with her.
Right.
So when it comes down to it, I'm not talking to her about the issues that me and my sister really have with you because they don't have nothing to do with this bitch. The issues have to do with you cheating on our mother for a whole fucking decade. They have to do with you emotionally abandoning us while you were doing that bullshit. They have to do with, not her because she's interchangeable. And she don't want to hear that. But this hoe could be anybody. The issue is that you and our mama came together and made us 2 niggas.
Yeah.
So therefore, the real problem here, if she's taking your attention away from us, if she's diverting your track of mind or whatever, that's your fault, nigga. Because you are our daddy. That bitch don't know us. You are our father. So why can some other woman come in and have any control over the way you talk to us or treat us? Why should that even be the case?
I don't even know where you find that comfort. Like, I feel like if it were me, I would have gone for a drive or something.
Listen, I would have had to. I would have had to.
Y'all need something from the store? I'm going right down the street. A chip, a dip, anything. I'm clearing it. Not only am I not inserting myself into nothing with my man and his kids that ain't mine or whatever, I don't want to be nowhere in the room.
Yes.
Because I may be looking at my phone or something while y'all fussing at each other, laugh at a meme, and then you go back to your mama and tell her that I was laughing at you. So I don't even.
And whole time I was laughing at something else, child. Something else.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
This shade room that I have no business looking at. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that your father, even now at you and your sister's big age, did not defend y'all against his current wife and her ridiculous accusation, and y'all had to do it yourself, to me says everything you need to hear about being able to take care of yourself and to not really be too concerned with what your father thinks. I think you and your sister actually already know that. So what I would say is, when it comes to this man and his wife, take his words at face value, at heart value, or his lack of words. The fact that he didn't say nothing to defend y'all against this woman who was lying about y'all's intentions or whatever else. If that's the case, then okay, you know what I'm going to do? A part of me is going to shut myself down emotionally so that I don't have to deal with the fact that my father really just betrayed me for some hoe. And what I'm going to do is take his money, because I need that actual tangible help in the real world. And I'm going to just take that and cut off all realistic expectation for something else until I no longer need that financial help from him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, that's not necessarily the healthiest way of looking at it, but that's definitely how I would look at it as somebody who needs to pay their bills and also needs to not be devastated by their father's betrayal. That's how I would approach it. I would just be like, okay, so you trash. So go ahead and I'm going to just play along with your game. Let you pay my rent till I'm done graduating, with school and everything else. And I get me a good job and I'm ready to take care of myself. And then I can decide what route I'm going to take with you and your wife.
I actually think that's colder.
I mean, take his money. Take his fucking money. It's a cold, hard world.
Not even just because, like, you're taking his money or whatever, but being like, oh, okay, cool, you're gonna be trash, and also, like, hold no accountability, like, have no sort of loyalty to the people you brought into the world. None of that. You're just gonna sit there. Cool, well, I can do that too. I'm gonna take your money then, and I'm totally your kid. This is totally your kid too. But if you expect for me to have any sort of, like, to give you any sort of energy of a father, if you expect me to treat you like family even or anything like that, I'm not going to. Like, I'm going to be incredibly short. I'm going to be incredibly, like, swift when I need to remove myself. And I'm going to probably just, cut off the energy to you at all
altogether
while you do. Especially because niggas like this are usually the ones that feel like they don't have to meet you anywhere when it comes to how you feel emotionally or mentally, because they help you out financially and stuff. So I can do the same thing. I'll let you help me out financially and not be there emotionally, whatever. There's nothing. We don't need to have small talk. We don't need to shoot the shit about anything. But see, the problem with that is it's more than just money. It's about control. Because a lot of the motherfuckers will also be like, yeah, sure, I'm going to, pay rent, blah, blah, blah. But when you start doing that, but you're not, coming in and kissing their ass, or the temperature of the relationship changes, then that becomes a problem too. And it's like, no, why don't you, you don't say hello or ask me how I'm doing when it come into, you don't offer to pour me a drink when I'm thirsty or bring me the remote, or like, nigga, you let a whole ass woman that ain't my fucking mama cuss me out in your house and didn't say boo to me. And you didn't say nothing to me because you know who you are, and you know the kind of shit that you put not only our mama through, but us through as well. And you don't want to take any fucking accountability for it. But what's even better for you is that you don't fucking have to, because your mouthpiece is right here doing all of the screaming for you. Why would you ever try to get this woman in check when she is basically taking the brunt of what you should be getting, because she's the pick-me, I guess, that's willing to jump in front of our bullets for you? Like, nah. Tell her scoop up out of the room. Okay, and you open your mouth and you talk to me about the things that we're discussing.
Yes.
You don't want to do that? Fine. I'll let you know. I want you to know, girl, that I will take this stuff. And the second that Shady Pines is open, and I see a bit of drool in the corner of your mouth.
Yeah.
That's that.
Get really real once you have a job where you can support yourself. And until then, be as fake as you want to, as long as you're able to take care of yourself. I'm not mad at that, because this person who is supposed to love and protect you above all else is choosing to do the exact opposite. So if he gonna act like you not his son or his child, then you can act like however you want to act like in your own best interests. Like, what I really want is for people who are constantly being shitted on to realize that it don't have to always be this way. And if somebody is deliberately manipulating you or fucking with you because of the power they have over you, then take your fucking power back, no matter how long you have to plot for that shit.
Yeah.
Take it back, because fuck that nigga. A man who will let some new young dumbass hoe come in and talk crazy to his children and be wrong and not correct her over the sake of having some hoe, nigga, I wish you would. I literally wish you would.
In your fucking face.
Like, you honestly lucky I don't knock at the bare minimum this hoe out. You honestly lucky.
Like, I could easily hop up, scoop you, and I'm sure my sister will lay this one out. So, like, why don't we all take a deep breath and reassess this situation?
Yeah. And it's
me, I'm a different one.
It's very common that parents will use their money to try to control you. Like, there was a time when my father, who y'all know I don't speak to, tried to give me some cash on like Christmas to get me to pay attention to him or to care about him again or whatever. And he put it inside of a book, like that was going to make me care more, you know? And so I see this money, like these 520s or whatever. And he's like, aren't you excited? Like, Merry Christmas. And I'm like, literally, I gave mama more than this for Christmas. I gave more than this to all of my aunties and uncles to travel to Houston. This literally means nothing to me. Like, when you get to the point where your money doesn't mean anything to you or them anymore, then things really change. But until then, I would say take that shit. I damn sure did. Like, oh yeah, you trash, but every now and then you come through with some financial assistance, and that's the bare minimum of what you owe me as my fucking parent. So I will take that shit. And best of luck to you and your sister as y'all grow beyond that, because y'all deserve better than that. And I'm sorry that your father is the way he is, but yeah, y'all deserve better than that trash. I wish I would compete with your hoe. Nigga, I'm your fucking biological child. You can kiss my ass.
Like,
I'm not doing it. I'm literally not doing it. So figure it out. You and that hoe both can figure it out, girl. I'm not doing it.
I'm assuming that he doesn't have children with this woman.
He can't have children with this new girl. Ain't no way.
But, like, you know that this nigga ain't shit, right? And you know that we're blood and you're not. Like, why don't you just go?
Because that's the characteristic of a pick me. Is something wrong with his former wife? Is something wrong with his former children? It's nothing wrong with him. It's something wrong with them kids for not liking their daddy. Girl, say that out loud to yourself again. Do that really make sense?
Put the fucking toilet seat down.
Like,
here hollering at his goddamn kids.
A pastor? You think a female pastor divorced her husband on purpose? Girl, not because that nigga was absolute garbage, but just because she felt like it. All right. You don't know the black church like I do.
Apparently she was putting up with this shit for 10 years, hon. Think about it.
Like, so what do you think you and your child are going to be doing? Where do you think y'all are going to be in 2034 even? Where do you think, what you think is going to happen? Yes, exactly. Best of luck to your quote unquote stepmother, but honestly, better luck to you and your sister. That's going to wrap up the questions for this week. If you have a question for us, send it to asktheread@gmail.com. We are going to take a quick break and then we'll be right back. Hey y'all, we deserve to know what we're putting in our bodies and why, especially when it comes to something we take every day. And that's where Ritual comes in. Ritual's clean, vegan-friendly multivitamin is formulated with high-quality nutrients in bioavailable forms that your body can actually use, and there are no shady extras. Ritual's delayed release capsule design delivers high-quality nutrients, including vitamin D3, which is super important now in these winter months, in just 2 daily peels. You'll always know what nutrients you're taking and where they come from thanks to Ritual's one-of-a-kind visible supply chain. It's now available for women, men, and teenagers. Ritual multivitamins are scientifically developed to help support different life stages, and your vitamins are delivered to your door every month with free shipping. You can start or pause or snooze or cancel your subscription at any time. And if you don't love Ritual within your first month, they will refund your order. It is so easy. And that has to be the number one reason why I tried Ritual. It is because it is so easy to get your multivitamins delivered directly to you. It's very simple. Everything is clearly labeled. You know exactly what you're getting when you're supposed to take it. So you can start getting your key nutrients without the BS by trying out Ritual. They are offering our listeners 10% off during your first 3 months. So visit ritual.com/theread to start your ritual today. Again, ritual.com/theread to start your ritual today. Do something nice for yourself. Okay, let's move on.
So this one's going out to all of you plant-based diet divas. Spice up your breakfast with Just Egg. Consider it. Just Egg scrambles, cooks, and tastes just like the eggs that you may be used to, but it's made from plants. Just Egg is protein-packed, but with less saturated fat and no cholesterol. Science is pretty clear that plant-based diets can have a dramatic improvement in everything from heart health to life longevity and things of that nature. And personally, I like to try plant-based options and things of that nature here and there because it's often kind of helpful for my tummy, surprisingly. Mm-hmm. So try it for yourself. You can find Just Egg pretty much anywhere at most grocery stores, including Whole Foods, Kroger, and even on Amazon Prime or Instacart. Just Egg is a better egg for you and your family. So thank you to Just Egg for this dope product with a great mission and a dope company. Thanks for supporting the show. Go get your egg on and let's finish the podcast. Okay, so let us wrap things up here with the read. And I know that you gave a quick preview of where we're going, which is probably going to be a better discussion than what I have to say. So I will say...
I won't say better, but it is directly to hell.
I will say 2 quick things. Once again, the question is why. Number 1, why am I reading that the lead designer of this Hogwarts Legacy video game has an anti-social justice YouTube channel that they used to run, or maybe still do, with a whole bunch of videos that are like anti-feminism, which is the most ironic.
Anti-feminism? Are they?
As if the girls weren't already like conflicted about whether or not to even say Hogwarts anymore because of, you know, the Wizarding World's leading turf. But yes, here we are. Apparently this is a motherfucker that has videos with titles such as The Injustice of Social Justice and Praise of Cultural Appropriation.
No, we're not doing that.
He's defended businessmen within gaming and animation who have been accused of things like sexual misconduct or creating toxic work environments. Overall, just sounds like he's a major piece of shit.
Right.
But for whatever reason, he claims that good people over at Warner Brothers Games knew about this channel, had no problem with it, and now he's leading a Hogwarts game that people have been highly anticipating for a long time. I'd love to know why. I'd really like to know why we can't have nice things. Why can't we enjoy things? Why can't people think about stuff? And it doesn't surprise me at all that any company within tech, games, or whatever would see an undoubtedly Caucasian heterosexual man who was like, yeah, blacks hate them, women die, rights just for me. Like, and they're like, yes, come in, girl. You know, the cookies are in the back. On Fridays, we wear jeans. And like, I'm not surprised that you can be this much of a blatant, out and open asshole and still have a major job in anything remoted to electronics, technology, gaming, and the like. Like, this community always finds its way in some sort of a scandal that involves sexual misconduct, you know, really toxic, brutal crunch times for their employees, toxic work environments, racism, blah, 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 blah. And that's just in the goddamn like offices that people are working in. That's not even the conversation of all of the bullshit that exists in the games they make. So like, again, yeah, I was already like, I don't know about this Hogwarts thing. I'm probably going to play it, but I can't think Harry Potter these days without thinking about how much J.K. Rowling is a huge disappointment and an awful person. So yeah, fun. Thanks for that, guys. Great. Also, I read on a couple of websites that there's a rumor that the Avatar Last Airbender live action series that Netflix is doing is apparently going to switch the ages of Sokka and Katara. Did you ever watch any of Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I watched the first 2 episodes.
Okay, so you know who the 3 kids are.
I do, yeah.
So anybody who's watched this series, oh god, I think Aang is 12, Katara is maybe 14 when it starts, and I think that her brother is 15 or 16. So not too long ago, the original creators of the show said that they were leaving the project at Netflix for creative differences. And that was immediately when I said, keep it. I don't care if it comes out. I'm not looking at it because I'm not even going to get into M. Night Shyamalan and his transgressions and his, heresy. But yeah, it's like we've already had a terrible live action adaptation of this show. And not only just bad if you were a fan and like were disappointed. You could have walked in and just been like, I'm just here to watch a cool movie and just seen shit. The effects sucked. The acting was shit. The casting was off. I said I was going to do this. We've been down this road already, is what I'm trying to say. So why anyone would do a live action adaptation of this show and not just do whatever the fucking creators say? Like, why are you trying? Like, girl, the reason that y'all keep getting the opportunity to adapt this into a comic or a live action this or a game or whatever is because the thing that these motherfuckers created is great. The way that it is. We still watching it. We still like it. It's fine. So why do you feel like, you know what? On second thought, how about we just make Katara a boy too? And why don't we also make Aang like, I don't know, a 50-year-old? Is like, there's just shit that doesn't make any fucking sense. First of all, if you watch the show, if you watch the show, you know why it doesn't make sense. But if you haven't, Katara being like the youngest sibling and like I think the youngest or one of the youngest members of her tribe, having to be the person who can waterbend alone and have to like take on the responsibility at this incredibly young age of taking care of her people and community and having to like be grown when she's just a kid. And then on top of that, she's basically now following around this like childish 12-year-old that was stuck in an iceberg for 100 years or whatever. Like, mama is a baby with a lot on her plate. That's a really like integral part of her story.
Yeah.
And most people assume that they're making her older so that they can do this romantic storyline with her and the character Zuko, which I think the series sort of played with, even though in the end she ends up growing old and having kids with Aang and stuff like that. So I don't really understand the purpose. I don't know why we're doing this. Are you trolling those men? Are the creators of Avatar: The Last Airbender terrible people? Let's talk about it. Because why? Like, why do y'all insist on ruining these things? Like, it's not only can we not have things, we can't even keep the things we thought we had. I hate y'all. Like, I understand that some people are like weirded out by the fact that Katara and Aang end up together because she's 14 and he's 12. And although it's 2 years, like 12 versus 14 is a bit different than like I don't know, 17 versus 19 or something like that. But no, that's bad too, now that I think about it. But
I mean, 2 years is really 2 years when you look at it.
Yeah, but like, not only is he a 12-year-old in the series, he's
like an ancient 12-year-old.
Like a kid. Yeah, like he is really childish, whereas she's mature for her age, which has to be.
Right.
So the age difference alone was cringe for some people, but I don't even really care about the ship. I just feel like, why change the whole thing? I'd rather you just keep everybody the age that they are and don't have Aang and Katara end up together. They don't even really explore them possibly having feelings for one another until the end of the series, I think. So it could be something where they easily have a warm hug.
Yes,
during the last and then leave it at that, because unless you're gonna do a Korra adaptation too, it doesn't even fucking matter that they have kids together and shit like that. So they could just end the show being friends, because I will say that I don't need every fucking movie that I watch to have a love arc. I don't need every single protagonist to have a love interest. Sometimes niggas can just be, especially if you're existing in the midst of like war or genocide or the fucking apocalypse. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
I don't. So I just don't understand.
I think it's the straights who feel that way, honestly, more than anybody else.
Yeah. So I don't get it. I really don't understand. It could all be so simple, but y'all would rather make it hard.
Y'all truly would. Y'all truly would.
Like, will the disappointment ever end? I hope they at least are casting people, you know, that have like brown skin, you know, maybe Asian, whether South or East or North or West. Where, you know what I'm saying? Because that movie was like, yeah, just run on down to the local Hot Topic and the first white girl you see, bring her on. Like, even though if you watch that show, it's very like, are there white people in? I'm done. I don't have anything else. Like, I just don't understand why y'all just won't let us have things. You ruin everything that we've been. And half of the goddamn kids you try to sell this shit to don't even know what the fuck you talking about or care about the goddamn parent or the cartoons that their parents and uncle and them shits watch. I don't give a fuck about live action Powerpuff Girl.
At all. Not really.
They're watching Cuckoo Malone or whatever it is that you told me about tonight.
Cuckoo Malone.
I don't remember.
The parents are going to shit when they hear that.
Like, I really want
you to know they're going to shit when they hear that.
I want to know what Zoomers really think. Like, y'all don't care about the Smurfs or Tom and Jerry. You don't. Like,
yes, Cuckoo Malone.
All you have to do is just make the show with people. Like, that's all you have to do is make the show, but instead of a cartoon,
oh my God,
it's real niggas. Okay. That's all you have to do. You don't have to, you know, put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it. I'm tired. I can't stand y'all. Why?
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know that I will be able to get through all this after that, but I just have two very quick things to talk about. First of all, Meghan McCain, girl, so sick of you. So sick of you, sister. Really hoped you was gone, you know, lay that egg and leave us alone, but you chose to not.
What now?
So Meghan, who you know is a co-host on The View, solely because she is deeply irritating.
Yes.
solely because she is deeply irritating and has a last name that she chooses to go by. Of course, every other Republican woman goes by her married name, but Meghan does not, because her father's name is much stronger than her husband's, but it's fine.
Yeah.
So Meghan was on The View, and at first she decided to bash Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci, of course, has served through like every American president since like fucking Kennedy or some shit, girl. I don't know. It's been a long ass fucking time. Like since the nigga with the peanut farm at the very least. It's been a long time that Dr. Fauci has been in office. But she decided that because Fauci said, hey, I don't want to give concrete advice about, vaccinated grandparents visiting their unvaccinated children. I don't want to say yes, you can 100% do this because it's safe, because who knows, Dr. Fauci is a fucking scientist. So he said the recommendations will come out. I don't want to be one of the bitches making them. I would rather sit down with the team and take a look at everything. I don't want to say that something is or is not safe or isn't safe when I don't know for a fact that thing is or is not safe. This is something that a lifelong scientist said. Meghan McCain, who is a lifelong white woman, whose sole job has been being a white woman, decided to take this clip and say that, she has... Work. It's hard, it's hard saying that you respect the pandemic. Yeah. Which, bitch, is the bare minimum you could say. The pandemic actually don't need you to say that you respect it. You're gonna respect it because that bitch will come through and snatch lives, period. Yeah. She actually don't care if you respect her or not. But she said that she was upset that Fauci wouldn't say that, definitively that if you had the vaccine that you could have dinner with your extended family. And, I just feel like it's inconsistent messaging. And if the American people had more responsible people to look forward to, that perhaps we need to have, other people in the administration giving more opinions. And let's have someone put in place who understands science, or who can talk about how other countries talk about how we can be like more of these places that are doing things more responsibly. So, Megan, I know you're a white girl. First of all, a few things here. A few things here. Number one being, you can't talk about America being more like other countries when America isn't willing to be more like other countries. When you start talking about how other countries have said how they could control the virus or whatever else, you are almost certainly talking about countries that are full of citizens that agree that wearing a mask is the best way to reduce the spread of this virus to other people. You are talking about countries that are full of people who care about others. And they don't feel like that just because they want to go to Starbucks and Wendy's and Chuck E. Cheese and then McDonald's afterwards and then Pizza Hut on the way home, that means that they should infect everybody along the goddamn way. That's simply that. First of all, don't compare to anybody's response to America's response when you're not talking about how Americans respond versus how other nations respond. Secondly, the idea that you, a bitch who has a degree in I don't know what the fuck what, but is certainly not advanced science, the fact that you would say, I think that we should have more people put in place who understand science is quite frankly offensive. Offensive. If Dr. Fauci said we need more co-hosts on The View who understand highlights and being a stupid bitch who lives off their daddy's name, then you would be offended because how dare he? That's your goddamn lane. That's what you do. Yeah. That's what you specialize in. That's your fucking niche. How dare he come through and say somebody else can't do it? Same way science is this nigga's niche. Science is what Dr. Fauci does. Everybody would prefer that leading scientists err on the side of caution. Everybody with sense would prefer that scientists, especially scientists who are in the public eye, not necessarily the niggas running tests 18 hours a day, every fucking day in the lab, but the niggas who are conveying the results to the rest of us, that they would err on the side of caution. That means to take, if we are in between decisions, whether to put people more at risk or put people less at risk, we will put people less at risk because we care about human lives. I had to break that down because I know a lot of Republicans don't understand what I mean when I say that. I mean that we care more about human beings than we do about whether Starbucks is open, than we do about whether you get your Amazon delivery in 1 or 2 days. That we care more about kids not going hungry, families not going cold, people in general not becoming homeless because of stupid things that human decides matter instead of things that actually matter, like food and clean water and access to homes and electricity and clothing. Basic fucking things. Basic things, Megan. How dare you insinuate that the White House need to replace a scientist who has been in office for like 40 some odd years because you don't understand the science behind it? You know why Dr. Fauci can't tell you that you can have the vaccine and then do whatever the fuck you want to do? Because that's not how the fuck it works. You stupid dumb bitch. Why don't you stick to talking about fucking hairspray and whatever's going on with Taylor Swift or whatever the fuck else and mind your goddamn business? That's not how it works. You know what the vaccine does? It prevents you from getting sick. If you get COVID, it stops you from being hospitalized. It stops you from having the worst of the symptoms. It does not stop you from spreading the virus to God only knows how many other people. So to say, even me, Meghan McCain, a co-host of The View, I don't even know when I'm going to get the vaccine. It's quite frankly ridiculous because niggas who clock in every day at Arby's don't know when they're getting the fucking vaccine. Women who are in their 70s and still teaching snot-nosed ass children in public schools don't know when they're getting the vaccine. People of all different health issues and income levels that are way below yours and all kinds of extenuating circumstances that you could never begin to empathize with don't know when they're getting the vaccine. So why don't you shut your dumb rich ass up, qualify by the BMI like the rest of us are doing, sign the fuck up and go get the vaccine when it's your goddamn turn. Instead of blaming Dr. Fauci for shit you don't know because you choose not to know it. That was stupid as fuck. Dr. Fauci can't swear this to me, therefore he must be trash and we should replace him with a real scientist. The next real scientist to take Dr. Fauci's place is going to say the same fucking thing. Because they don't go based off feelings. They don't go based off what you want to hear. They go based off what's good for the public health.
How many scientists have been like, that nigga Dr. Fauci is lying?
Like none. At the very minimum, they will try to argue with him about how serious things are, but none of them will say he's lying because they know he's not. Not a single reputable scientist will call that man a liar because he's just not a liar. You know who calls him a liar? The MAGA crowd.
I was going to say, yeah, Facebook.
The Trumps and etc. And so for those of you who thought that the few Republicans who were acting like they had some sense, like Meghan and her mama and Mitt Romney and whoever else, y'all thought that meant that they was really going to do the right thing. They are not. They are still Republicans. And they are still going to oppose everything that the Democrats, who are also conservative, they are still going to oppose everything that the Democrats do. So please know that when you are talking about these people, Meghan McCain is a dumb bitch. She don't have no qualification to talk about nothing other than being a dumb bitch because that is all she has experience with doing. So please think about that before you take that bitch's advice. Secondly, Rafael Cruz, bitch, you knew I was coming for your bitch ass this week, bitch, and you knew it, bitch. First of all, even if this wasn't my family, I would have something to say about it. But the fact remains that Rafael left the majority of my family in the dark, in the state of Texas, in the cold, upon the arrival of an ice storm. And when Rafael, also known as Ted Cruz, was caught at the Houston airport catching a flight to fucking Mexico, this nigga blamed the trip on his daughters, who are 10 and 12 years old.
Literally children.
Like late elementary school, early to middle school at the latest. Neither of these girls is in high school. And even if they were, they are deeply underage. A 10 and 12-year-old don't even have jobs, don't have driver's licenses, don't have nothing. Like those are babies through and through, legally and otherwise. So
my daughter said they were cold, and what am I supposed to do?
Oh my God, Dad, can't we go to Mexico? Oh my God. So first of all, I don't doubt that your children said this. Of course they wanted to go to Mexico. Everybody who live in Houston want to go to Mexico.
They're also 10 and 12 and kids, and they were cold. You, sir, are 50 years of earthly age.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You are 50 years old. Your wife Heidi is also good and goddamn grown. And if it came down to it, if you really didn't want your kids to be suffering or whatever during this winter storm, I don't think anybody could really blame you for that. It was the fact that you took your big elected official ass to the airport with that stuffed ass carry-on and the other bag on top of it, which lets me know for certain that you checked the bag as well. And you thought you was gonna have your ass in fucking Cancun and Cosmel and Tulum and every goddamn thing else. You thought you was finna be living it up, having fucking MTV spring break ass time in Mexico with everybody fucking else with the sunshine and the warm beaches and shit. Like niggas in Texas was not literally dying, literally keeping their car on overnight, trying to keep their families warm, and in return inadvertently killed people in their household. That people are not, because of Texas's free market system with the energy down there and how their grid is essentially separated from the rest of ours, at least by federal regulation. There are some surrounding states that share power with Texas, but as far as the regulation is concerned, electricity bills can go in any direction. It's like the fucking stock market down there. And that is because deliberately Texas legislators made it that way so that it could be a free market system. And yes, when the market is down, that's better for the consumer. But say when there's a random fucking blizzard, and say none of the energy companies have invested in efforts to winterize the system, because they literally don't care. They don't listen to climate change or anything else. So they never had any idea that it might snow in San Antonio one fucking day. All of a sudden, people who are just trying to keep themselves literally alive and keep their appliances running during a snowstorm are suddenly facing $8, $16, $20, $30,000 bills for 1 month's worth of electricity usage. It's absolutely fucking crazy. Like, what's going on in Texas and the surrounding areas right now is horrific enough. But when you think about the fact that it didn't have to be this way, because if Texas legislators weren't so goddamn greedy, they would be part of the federal regulations like every fucking body else, meaning that you can't do a bunch of price gouging in emergencies and shit like this. So you can't charge a ton of fucking money at the gas station for people to fill up their cars. You can't charge a ton of money for people to keep their houses warm, to keep their ice boxes on, to feed their fucking families and keep their families safe during the middle of a fucking winter storm. Like, it didn't have to be like this. Y'all literally set it up like that. Y'all literally did not invest the money into keeping the infrastructure strong and ready and where it should be in case something like this happened. I'm sure Texas is the biggest as far as land mass, but it has to be top 3 as far as population. The fact that y'all never bothered to give a fuck. And so now all these people are suffering, and you decide to leave your fucking security team in charge of your goddamn dog at home, which is even more egregious. If anybody deserves a vacation, it's the fucking dog.
Agreed, yeah.
Although being away from y'all motherfuckers might be a dog. It might be a fucking, it might be a vacation.
I said, bitch, he already got to be your dog. Like, girl, you couldn't.
Being away from you niggas might be Snowflake's vacation. But still, the fact that the dog was left behind when the dog could have been at the fucking Ritz-Carlton in Cancun or wherever else, chilling with Heidi's dumb bitch ass and them kids. It's just wrong. You are the senator of the state of Texas. The state of Texas only gets 2 like every other state. It is a giant, massive state, and yet they are stuck with a giant, weeping, fucking anal wound like Rafael Cruz. Yes, just a weeping, just fucking pus.
Enough. All right. Yes, you've made your point.
Just the debris that excretes itself from the human body when things are going very wrong. That is Rafael Cruz, and the state of Texas don't deserve that. Not the majority of them. The ones who voted for Trump, they deserve it. The one who voted for Rafael himself, they deserved it.
Damn sure do. Yeah.
But the rest of y'all don't. And honestly, I believe the rest of y'all are the majority. They doing what they can to suppress you because they know if Texas go blue, then shit is really over. So they doing what they can to keep y'all oppressed. But Rafael, bitch, when I say this is literally your job, I don't care if your kids asked to go on vacation. You should have said, okay, you know what? Y'all and mommy go. And y'all have a week in Mexico. However, daddy's a goddamn U.S. senator. So I have to stay here and make sure the state of Texas is okay. And don't act like you was always just going down there to drop them kids off. Because first of all, they mama was with them.
Right.
How are we supposed to believe that they mama is not capable of checking them into a hotel or whatever else? And secondly, you only changed your flight when that photo of you in the fucking airport went viral with your dumb bitch ass sitting there looking like a fucking dumbass getting ready to go to fucking Mexico. You didn't change your flight until then. And you know how we know? It's because United employees or whoever the fuck else snitched on you. And you know why? Because don't nobody like your stupid bitch ass.
Well,
even Lindsey Graham said you could. Lindsey Graham said you could kill Ted Cruz in the middle of the U.S. Senate and then have the trial in the U.S. Senate and nobody would convict you. Lindsey Graham, dumb closeted ass, said that shit about you. Don't nobody like you. Trump said your wife was ugly and you still defended him.
So
make it make sense.
It was the thing that like really irked me was I was coming right back.
Nigga.
And
no, you wasn't.
I am not gonna stop until the great state of Texas gets what they're suffering and it's not right. And I was coming right back. I was just gonna drop them off, have 3 margaritas, do a little parasailing, maybe some backgammon, more margaritas, a cabaret. Like, bitch,
and then
shut up, bitch. Right. You're lying ass. This is the shit that really like just plucks my fucking nerves. They be coming on like clearly lying. Like clearly lying. Right. It's not even good lying. It's not even like truly deceptive. It's honestly like catching like a toddler in a cookie jar that you told him to stay away from.
Yes.
Like Ted Cruz fully has like frosting and sugar on his goddamn face. Like it's like the equivalent of that. Not to mention, I don't want to look at that face. You look like an anglerfish or some other form of a deep sea creature down where the pressure would simply crush us to nothing. He looks like something that has been washed up on the beach or possibly a Nintendo villain. I'm getting Goomba. I feel like if somebody throws a green shell at this bitch, it's over. Or if someone jumps atop his head, he'll just disappear.
Yeah.
I hate your face. The beard doesn't help, and it usually does help people.
It does.
I think that you're completely irresponsible, unfit for your fucking job. You shouldn't have it. And anytime I see you, I get ill.
I feel the exact same way, but also my most sincere fuck you to the way you abandoned the state of Texas when they needed your dumbass the most. And then for your party to be like, oh, well, AOC is only raising money to make herself look better. Democrats are only doing things to help Texans, to make themselves look better. Hello. Yeah. Hello. If all it takes is raising money in a disaster to make y'all look bad, y'all are pretty goddamn bad.
I want to know if you are in Texas, right? You're MAGA, you're in Texas, no water, no heat,
right?
All of these things, right? AOC pulls up, gets shit cracking, pass out a few bands for the girls, and the motherfucker that you voted for was like, they just want to make us look bad. Yeah, well, girl, I had a warm shower tonight, possibly. I got me some food, bitch. Like, what did you do? Like, I really want to know how, like, the MAGA stands, MAGA Central in Texas specifically is twisting this. If you have been in this situation suffering and the people that you are standing for are saying that Democrats are just trying to make them look bad by coming to help you.
Right.
Like, bitch, even if they did. So, girl, like, I needed help, bitch. Surprise. Like, even so, bitch, you know what you could have done to not look bad? You could have been the one here doing it instead of her.
Literally anything. Literally anything. You got on a plane. That girl raised $3.5 million in 2 days and took her ass
way
to
over
Texas.
$4 million by now.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Shut me the fuck up. There you go. Like, and not even from Texas. And then got to Texas and said, this is the New York spirit. This is the Texas spirit. This is the American spirit. We help each other. Meaning you don't have none of that because you don't have no spirit, because you don't have no soul, because you're a fucking demon.
Exactly.
And we knew that when Donald Trump called your wife ugly and you still defended that man to the fucking death of it. Your wife is ugly, but that's not the point. You supposed to think she fine. You supposed to defend her against bullshit like that. You still continue to suck this man's dick to this day. That nigga's fully out of office.
All the fuck I know is that if that man came into his wife's presence at all she needed to say is, well, that makes two of us. Because bitch, truly three of us. Because now one of y'all are a prize. Ugly? Who the fuck ain't?
Like, you actually have me fucked up. Like, compared to Melania, and Melania not fine either. But like,
at
regardless, all y'all disgusting from the very inside out. And Texas, I hope y'all remember this when it comes time to vote again. And I think they will. I think this is the last we see of Texas with 2 Republican senators and Texas consistently going red and everything, because this is affecting a whole lot of people. Like respectable Republican white people who felt like they have lived by the rules all their life, and suddenly they have to, well, quote unquote, have to spend a massive chunk out of their retirement to pay an electric bill. First of all, you don't have to do a goddamn thing. What I would have done as soon as this storm hit was de-linked my shit from autopay, because what you're not finna do is run up in my account after this bullshit. And from there, we just gonna take it as it is. You can ruin my credit for the rest of my life. I'm not letting you draft $22,000 out of my account for electricity for 4 fucking weeks. I'm just not doing it. It's not worth it, and it don't matter. It just don't. It do not matter that fucking much. We're gonna figure something else out. Anything but that. But you have people who live by, quote unquote, going by the rules, who are absolutely fucked after this situation. And what did you do? Try to run away to Mexico while people were freezing to death. Fuck you.
And this shit that motherfucker had on in the airport looking like an absolute rotted dad. Like, bitch, like, you really, I could not believe mama really like changed the flight as shit was going left live on Twitter and was like, no, girl, I was always coming back because if there's one thing that I care about, it is the great state of Texas.
Oh, okay.
It's just that my daughters are awful and this is really all of their fault because they were cold. So I told them, honey, I'll just drop you off. I'll have a Mai Tai. I'll get a massage. I'll do a little bit of scuba diving, go to the bar again. And then I'm coming right back to Texas because I care about these people.
You don't.
It's like, how much longer do y'all want to like have these people not only lie to you, lie in a way that's not good, lie in a way that's not like tactful, like they're poor lies, on top of the fact that not only are they not looking out for you, they actually do shit that fucks you over way more than you usually would be,
right? And
then they get to revel and roll around in the power that you gave them. They're legit fucking psychos out here running the country that don't know nothing next to nothing, and you give them the power to go to go and sit in front of a fucking microphone in court with a fucking mask that says censored on it when you're a fucking senator or representative or whatever the fuck else. Like, not only are you not censored, you got the biggest fucking mic
you
and
have a
mouthpiece
mic, right?
available.
You have
like,
a platform.
What are y'all doing and why do you stand? Like, why? I don't get it.
It don't make sense because Raphael's neighborhood, first of all, got their power back before most others. I'll give you 2 guesses as to why.
Imagine that.
So you're not going to tell me that you and your wife and your children couldn't have lit the fireplace and got under some fucking blankets and roughed it out for one night. You couldn't have told me that. You couldn't have told me that. But secondly, even if y'all's power was out for the whole fucking week, you have more than enough money to stay right there in Texas. The Mexico part was the vacation. Mm-hmm. Y'all was not willing to be uncomfortable, even though every dime you have is because of your role as a public servant. Make it make sense, Raphael, Heidi.
I hate my mind because I'm sitting here like, what if the kids are like legit evil? And they were like,
no, I don't care.
No, I'm just let me have a good time. I'm okay. What if the kids like asked to go to Mexico or whatever, and they were like, no, we have to stay here and help the great people of Texas. And then the kids just started like throwing Fabergé eggs around the house and like turning over the fucking like cabinet with all the fine china. And one of the kids like busts a bottle and holds it up to Raphael's neck. It's like, we are going to Cancun right now, or I will cover this room in your blood. I'm just having like a picture of the kids like threatening their parents' life. Book that goddamn flight now, or so help me God, Ted. This is the way that I cope with the fact that these people are the worst.
It's killing me right now to listen to this.
Just chucking them through windows and stuff. Like,
I thought you was gonna make it weirder, but yes.
No, I'm just thinking about the kids like literally being like horrible and threatening the lives of these adults. Because it's not even too far off with some, super spoiled rich white kids, especially Republican.
Oh, definitely
ones. Not. They run a lot of their parents into the ground at a smooth 7, much less 10 and 12. But no, I do not at all believe that this was anything but Ted Cruz's dumbass being like, well, we're out because this is the ghetto and I'm not Nene Leakes. Right. Let's leave.
Because even if the girls asked to go to Mexico, you're the fucking parent. You could have said, we cannot flee to Mexico when the whole state is under a fucking federal emergency. Daddy is a senator.
Or like you said, mommy, scoop up the girls.
And go.
Y'all go have a good time.
And y'all go ahead and spend that $300 a night at the Ritz-Carlton. Ask Texans how many of them are willing or able to pay for flights for the whole family to Cancun and then to spend $300 plus tax and fees per night at the Ritz-Carlton in Cancun. Just ask Texans and see what the answer is.
Like, what the fuck is the point of you being a senator of Texas or anything in relation to Texas if when they're going through one of the biggest crises that they've been like experienced in a while, you're like, I'm out. Like, what's the point? Why even?
Do you understand you are a civil servant and coming back because everybody dragged you on Twitter and Instagram and deciding to hand out water bottles or whatever the fuck else don't make up for that? Other people, AOC is not even a senator. A fucking House representative from New York representing the Bronx and Queens. Showed your ass up in your own state.
They hate her.
Bring in more cash. Yeah, they hate her, but you know what that bitch did? Kept the lights on for a lot of people.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing. That's why they hate her.
Got food to families. That's right. And y'all mad talking about they only doing it to make them look good. First of all, even if that was true, what a goddamn shame that she was able to do it. What a fucking shame that she was able to make you look bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even if I was a Republican who was in Texas with, no water and this and that, and someone came in, even if I did somehow believe AOC or Beto O'Rourke or whoever the fuck is like, just trying to make Republicans look bad and Democrats look good. Girl, I'd really love warmth. Yeah, I love it. Some water.
It's so good.
A taste peckish.
Yeah.
Some comfort in this place that I'm paying taxes for and shit. That would be nice. So I don't think that I particularly would give a fuck about what the fuck the Democrats are doing if they're helping me out in the middle of a fucking freezing crisis where motherfuckers are literally dying in an effort to get like warmth or comfort or whatever. And I don't need, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Like, even if they were like, let's roast these bitches. So the fuck what, motherfuckers? Like, they're dying, girl.
Children are eating who could not eat before. Therefore, I don't care. How about y'all try doing something out of the goodness of your hearts and seeing how that works?
Exactly. What the fuck was stopping a Ted Cruz or somebody the fuck else out there from coming outside and being like, here, girls, let's help. Your mama didn't even stay bunkered in at home with, with a solid middle finger. She was like, girl, let's hit paradise. Hopped over the goddamn wall and said, bitch, we're here. Girl,
I don't want to hear. You know how many storms we lived through? And you know what Mommy Ma did? Went up in that linen closet and pulled down all them old ass quilts and shit that my biggie mama and them had sewed up and layered us under them shits and told us to lay down. You know what you won't be cold doing? Laying the fuck down. Stay right here under this blanket with your 7 cousins and y'all will be just fine in this bed. Like, you can't tell me that you and your rich ass wife and children could not have done the same thing. And only a bitch-made motherfucker would blame his 10 and 12-year-old instead of himself and his grown-ass wife. You a bitch for that. Blaming them kids, you a bitch. The girls wanted to go to Mexico. Who's the goddamn parent?
The 10-year-old is like, fuck this! And then it just chucks a diamond.
So your 10-year-old runs you? You a bitch. You just a bitch. Either way you slice it, Raphael, you a goddamn bitch. You either Trump's bitch, you're your daughter's bitch, you the public's bitch, you Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's bitch, you somebody's bitch, no matter how you look at it. And a dumb bitch on top of that. I'm done.
Call that man's wife ugly.
And still was sucking that nigga's dick for his entire presidency and after.
I mean, fuck Ted Cruz and his wife, but hun, have you seen ya? Like, I don't.
You're not going to call my wife ugly when you look the way you do.
What?
It just don't make sense. But yeah, fuck him, and my deepest sympathies out to the people who are affected. People who don't live in states that are prepared for this type of shit, because although New York is beyond tired of snow, at least New York know how to handle snow. Bitch, yes. I'm tired. Yeah. I don't understand what the environment has against us. The snow from like 3-4 weeks ago is not done. And yet still that's old ass snow is still right here. And
I didn't even know it was supposed to snow today.
Nigga.
I got up, went to the kitchen and looked out the window and I was like, what have I done? What did I don't understand what I did to deserve this.
I said rain and snow? Does the universe hate me?
But you're right that New York is prepared for it, because them motherfuckers look at the forecast and be out there with the trucks laying salt down across this bitch like 2-3 days before it's supposed to start snowing. Because motherfuckers have shit to do and places to go so that they can continue to eat and have their kids and motherfuckers eat as well.
Yes.
So yeah.
You might miss trash pickup for a week and a half or 2 weeks.
Possibly.
Because the niggas who normally do trash pickup have to do snow removal. But at least they are ready for a random crazy snowstorm to hit the fucking city. At least they are ready for that.
And if you're in a place that isn't ready for the type of like weather or disaster that you may deal with, if you are living in one of those places and your officials basically hop on the first thing smoking rather than try to address it, it's like, what are we doing? Why am I voting for you?
Right.
Why do I pay taxes?
It's time to hire new niggas, because no. No. Ted Cruz is a bitch. And I think the state of Texas has a reckoning coming that is well overdue.
He just looks. Ooh.
Yeah. He's a squirrely little bitch. So yeah, fuck Rafael Cruz. And that wraps up this week's episode of The Read. Check us out on social media at This Is The Read. Our website is thisistheread.com. Oh, and you can find our merch at shoptheread.com. Any news for you this week, friend?
None whatsoever. Did I say something about something that was making me happy this week? No, I didn't. Oh, I did see that Tashina Arnold and Tisha Campbell are like working on a talk show together. I thought that was cute because I love both.
Oh, that would be fun. I would love to see that.
So that was cute and fun and cute. And that's it. I think I'm gonna get another dog. I wonder
Another
about the
dog.
sister for Link, yeah.
I'm looking to move, and one of the qualifications for my next place is that it has to allow pets because I'm ready.
Yeah, it's like a lot, but it's at least very helpful for a mind like mine.
Yeah.
Because especially with dogs, the like unconditional love is so great. And if I'm like emotional or crying sometimes, the bitch won't even be in the same room.
Yeah.
And she'll come over and she'll lay down next to me and is like, it's all white friend. And then she's also like super shady. So sometimes like the other day I put some food in her bowl, and I always put like dry food first and then wet and mix it together.
Mm-hmm.
But then like I went to put the wet food in and like mix it. She looked down and then looked back up. Usually she'll just start eating, but she looked down and looked back up at me almost as if to say, "That's it."
Do better.
Like I'm a growing young lady, and I had to put more, and then she finished it and went to bed.
That reminds me, have you seen the video of young Kavya?
Peanut butter on the cracker.
It's yummy.
It's yummy. And her poor mama was like, can I have one?
No. And not only did she hold her mama off with one hand, she shielded her cracker with the other one. Like, bitch, you will not taste my peanut butter.
She is my favorite person. She's so funny. And I love how much, not only how much Gabby like loves this girl, but she's so thoroughly entertained by her. Like Gabby loves how funny this fucking kid is. She be cracking her mom up. I can watch every single video of those two together. Mama don't even realize how much she be clearing her family, especially her parents. Especially her parents. She be like, no, don't even play with me, girl. We're not doing this.
Listen, the Kavya Reacts videos where they film her reaction to watching her own self on Instagram.
Yeah.
Cause she be like literally swerving, like curving the fuck out of her parents, and then watch it and look them dead in the eye and laugh all over again. Like that little girl.
She's amazing. She's been here before. For sure.
She definitely has. So shout out to Kavya James, the real MVP. And on that note, we will see you slurs next week.
Be safe.